and into the Color Shadow, and there are fairy Ironhead. But into this matchup, there are quite a few Pokemon that is picking and can go after, especially the Clefairy Fable being able to get an Ironhead. Most likely will be a tricky KO. We have the match starting with a bit of a delay. Alright, so we have a Worship Thornship lead, classic. Welcome back, Thornship. Clefable and Valley I lead as well. Most likely we're going to set only and there are quickly or Shalom with a Velcro on Clefable. That I think this guy really brought the OU feeling of Clefable. Starting with the Terra into the Urshifu, there water. Oh, the thing is just into Terra water. I don't have access to all sketches yet. Following from the Clefable, that's more than expected. We're going to have a Rain Dance as well from Tornado, so boosting up even for the Station Strike limit. This will most likely will be Clefable. Yeah, once it did about 60%, because it's still going to be on the next one. Yeah, even though this guy has potion to keep it in the last phase, because they always almost will and shoot it. And Trickle will be very shortly. And it is Trickle moves up. Now, okay, with that you have a really nail coming in. What is the plan now? Just spam Glacial once and expanding parts, I would say. Has 100% body press, no protect from the direct again. There are eyes to further boost Glacial damage. Yeah, but it does, I can see that is not fine. But you should be able to just deal with Glacial once anyway, other than Terra has been gonna use a Focus Dash on the Tornado. Or maybe if the direct doesn't have like a nature like element, it wouldn't kill. You see the Terra coming through, and it's gonna be into the Cataracts. From through, this should be opening the Tornado also. Just a reasonable 30% push it as well, which will guide the defense versus who does not have to use the amount of FedEx. So for a single target, yes, there's a great amount of pushing, it's just bad. Now, what's the Pokemon and the best with most likely the Zamataka? Because you will need Wide Guard if you have Wide Guard. Okay, you might you will need Wide Guard for the rest of the game. So you're gonna go and letting a partner pick up the kills and give it. Yeah, jump on lock on. If this is, I think it's gonna be very good. If the Pro Chop is also gonna be super good. Goes for the accessible for a body press, I think. Sure, has been used. So the jump out kinda has to either protect or go protect. Zaman correct. Hits the protect. So we will be needing with the training kit. And once you summon lock into body press, you do a lot of damage in your Pokemon. Body press just payment point for the Cataract, instead of there, now the loss of psychic. I think it is great to boss threat, especially boosted by the Order of Ruin. And we have Lucy coming in. I wonder what was the plan part of this is that it doesn't have the biggest damage output. Rockslide trying to go for a potential flinch, and I think also the carry into the champ slot. Okay, they have a bodyguard, Rockslide what? Notification. Okay, walking by bodyguard ranges with the champ out. Just roughly 50-55% take a further 2 to music. Who can up, which is big because they all know they see to help them focus more into the defensive end, but definitely in the special one. Question is, will Zamazenta still go for the wide guy because Rock Spike and Food Spike jump out. He will definitely do quite a bit of damage. Oh, jump out with the attack, opening attack turn, and gonna get him applied connect. It will do 1 damage, probably. Yeah, 1 damage. Very good. 1 second attack. Now the question is, what does Zamazenta will go for? It doesn't go for anything because it flinches. That is very important. It double. I'm creating Pokemon. Hit double protect again. It just happens. Sometimes that's what happens. The flinching is a little bit bad, but because you will probably just win from there. Now I have access to Potion Acid. Yes, I do. The Champo has J-Quick Sword Ice Unit Capacity. It doesn't have a move like straight away kill the Indeed unless I can try to kill. No, it doesn't. Because he's obviously like it's the range is a massive deal, but it's enough to Lucy. And draining kills will be enough to finish out the champ alpha. But this did solo the one by part. Should definitely be able to KO it from the range. Now, while well, let me just check okay after very quickly. As well as Sarah Eyes, Indeed New Serve Psychic, Good Favor Serve Secure Secret Valley, it is the Fine Star for Final Gambit, and Miracle has Tailwind, Water Hurricane, or Follow Me. Yeah, and Body Press was more than enough to get the KO into the Indeed. That was a reasonably well-played game from the Zamazenta, and the Zamazenta does have an upper hand into this matchup because Subnet doesn't have the best matchup into Zamazenta, especially without the offensive potential from some of the moves that this Kelly Ice has. Well, doesn't have, which is Lucy just doesn't do the damage that it wants to do since it has such a low attack. The Indeed Mail is a very interesting concept to add in because of expanding force. But like I said, Wild Guard wins on the Zamazenta really messes up the team. It really messes up the team. Goes for a little bit of a change here in the lineup, deciding to actually lead with the Smeargle and the Dark Annihilate. And leaving behind a Blissey and leaving behind the Indeed Mayo from what I thought. I don't know if I agree with the decision of leaving behind Indeed Mayo, but we'll see if it pays off. game. Now that we have a Zero and a Annihilate fade into again Tornado Illusion. Went for a Water Shuriken and a Rage Fist. I really like the play. You just say, I am getting rid of something. Now let me double check what is this Urshifu pattern build quickly. Urshifu's Choice Bandit. Okay, that explains something. 30 tracks. 1 hit. 2 hit. I think this third hit will actually get the KO. Yes, it is. Yeah. Even though he went for the right play of Water Shuriken, the tailwind and the Surge Shines were just enough to get the kill, especially from a Choice Bandit, which is really impressive when you have a Choice Bandit Yoshi. Kali Ice does combine now, and we see Unearth and Advance Trigger. What should you go for? Because you have a lot of life. You have Targos 4, you have Follow Me Trickle, you can... I think Follow Me Trickle is one of the best plays you can go for. If this Smeargle is trying to survive Surgeon Strikes, that will be a massive deal, because otherwise you just keep wasting your talent in this position over here. And we see the paragraph coming through. Smeargle. Oh! Tornado is actually false. The counteract is massive. Surging Strikes come through. Yeah, it is not going to kill this last Smeargle, which is a massive deal because this Smeargle will be able to land one. Tornado's will stop the potential trigger, while the Smeargle cuts the Urshifu. But Kali Ice decides to go for Glacials and will pick up the KO into the Tornado to a reasonable 25% to the Urshifu as well, and get a Chilling Naples. Now what does Zamazenta do coming now with the Zamazenta? As we saw before, it does have access to Wide Guard. And it also is a Terra Dragon on the Zamazenta. Now with Zamazenta being a Terra Dragon, it can't escape a Spore, but remember, they also have access to payload, so the Zamazenta will be able to qualify to go for the move. And what will Kali Ice do from here? Because it has two options. It has options in clicking another vigilance, clicking body press straight away, or just going for a arrow defense, but it has to go for the body press. It does a reasonable 20% damage to the Zamazenta, which is not enough, unfortunately, to keep up with the game, especially with a heaviness on Zamazenta being super effective. And I think it's also maximum alpha into Sacred Fable, since it's a very light Pokemon. And it does a lot of damage. But it's down to 20 HP. Easy Citrus, Easy Citrus Berry, and Urshifu stays for one more turn. Second turn of Sleep, Thunder Wave from the Clefable into the Zamazenta, going to make it off of its original speed, and will also have a chance of fully paralyze for the next turns. Tailwind is off, and so is Bolt. Going now, considering Follow Me, just to get rid of any potential body presses into the Calyrex. Urshifu does wake up, he goes for a Surging Strikes, and it will be enough to get the kill into the Clefable. While this... Who moves next? Calyrex or Zamazenta? Zamazenta symbols first body press with the Calyrex, so as he goes for another Glacial Lance, he will not pick up the tail into the Urshifu, leaving on just 1 HP. That is so close. But I think the right is on the wall. Urshifu will move first, and he will KO the Calyrex on there since it's a choice banded boosted Urshifu. We see 3 Terra from the Zamazenta player, from Liam, goes into the Urshifu, Terra into Water Tank, just to get the extra damage onto that Surging Strike, just to guarantee the KO. Surging Strike will come through, he will do about half of the remaining health, and he will get the KO into the Calyrex, sealing the game. That was a very swift 2-0 from Liam. That was very well played from the Zamazenta point of view. It's nice to see the kids name there. Oh, yeah. Those are the seniors from today's World Cup. Marby 731Z. Wait, whose perspective are we watching from? I think we're watching from Isaac's perspective, and Jai is the one with Incineroar. Is the one that has Incineroar, Kali Ice, Amungus, Iron Hands. Yeah, those with Blood Moon. Okay, so Isaac's running Kali Ice, a very standard Kali Ice, and Jai is running Kali Ice with Amungus, Incineroar, Iron Hands, those with Blood Moon. Interesting take on the Kali Ice that this Jai's Kali Ice is definitely more easy. It's far more Trick Room oriented compared to Isaac's, which can still do things outside of Trick Room. Let's see if we got OTSs. Yes, we have OTSs. We have OTSs for both of them. We have on Jay's team, we have Goggles and Cinema Ghost, High Horsepower Terrifier Cabin Ice Rider, Fairy Cover Cloak Amungus, with Protect, Iron Hands Terragrass Assault Vest with low kicks as well, Iron Kicks. Dondozo, which is currently in the field, is a Terra Steel Unaware Citrus Berry Down, Wave Crash and Heavy Slam. Blood Moon is a Life Orb set, very standard normal Life Orb set, and it is met again with a Pelipper and a Calyrex. This Pelipper is a Tailwind Wide Guard Pelipper with Weather Ball and also has access to Hurricane. And the Pelipper is with a Urshifu, if I recall correctly, with a Kali Ice actually, which has Imprison and Terra Cross. No Protect on this Kali Ice. Pelipper decides to go for the Weather Ball into the protection from the Blood Bowl, and we see Kali Ice going for a Glacial Lance, which will connect into the Dondozo, and let's see how much it does. It does about 15%, not a big chunk of damage, and Yawn into the Pelipper. Starting Yawning the Pelipper to begin with. What will this Pelipper go for now? It decides to go for 8. It's considering going for the Tailwind, just get the speed control advantage against Giant, while Calyrex is going to go for a Glacial Lance of game. Glacial Lance does not do much damage into the Dondozo, and if this is a Terra under the Blood Moon, this will not that much either, because Blood Moon has a very high HP and very high defensive stats. Pelipper goes for the Tailwind, getting the speed advantage. And we have Glacial Lance coming down from the Kali Ice. It's going to do 60% to this Blood Moon, while Blood Moon launches a Terra Normal Life Orb Blood Moon into the Kali Ice. And it survives on 2 HP. That is a massive lift. Wave Crash connects into the Pelipper, doing doing about 45% to it, and the developer falls asleep from the previous turn. Now we have a 2 HP Kali Ice and a Sleeping Bird. What do we do in this scenario? Because you can't go for Trick Room because of the Tailwind that's up, so you just have to click the offense. I think you just have to click the offense, and you know that you will leave the Glacial Lance from there, because you know you leave the Glacial Lance at least with the Londozo and the Blood Moon. If you protect, I think that's the most correct turn you can go for. He decides to withdraw from Londozo, okay. Medium red will be the Incineroar. Can intimidate down Didi, will not do anything to the Calyrex, because it's holding the clear Emerald Idol. Glacial Lance comes down and it does not kill the Blood Moon. Very well trained to take on 2 Glacial Lances, but it will kill the Calyrex to a very big chunk into the Indeedee, which is holding the safety goggles item, and it will die to its own recoil from Life Orb. But even though you lost Blood Moon here, you're still in a very advantageous position. You killed the Kali Ice, you put the developer to sleep, you also force them to go into the Tailwind, you did a bunch of damage to this Indeedee. Now all you have to do is probably just come with your Kali Ice or with your Dondozo back in and start taking some damage apart. He decides to go to the Kali Ice. Indeed, it doesn't really have many moves he wants to click right now. You probably have to go with something along the lines of Follow Me or maybe a Helping Hand into the worship. Mr. cannot go for the takeout in this position over here. Ooh, that is a very risky play because there are still 2 turns of Tailwind left. If he does decide to go for the Trickle, he will have 1 turn where the opposing Kali Ice will be faster. Unless he is reading the opposing Kali Ice to just go for Triple, but he doesn't. Dondozo comes back in to the field, taking on Calyrex slot. Surging Strike goes into the Incineroar. There's no Rocky Habit, it's a safety goggles. Incineroar will be sent back to Jai, and this indeed will go for a very sad Trick Room as there's still 1 turn of Tailwind left. This is probably the best case scenario for Jai, because now all he has to do is click Glacial Lance, kill this Indeedee, and wait fresh the Urshifu, or maybe on the Urshifu. No, he can't be on the Urshifu. He has to go for the wave crash and actually start damaging. There should be still 1 turn. No, there's still a lot of ring turns left. There should still be 2 turns of rain left in this matchup as well. So this Urshifu will be doing a lot of damage. It could even KO the Kali Ice to beat a Terra and a Helping Hand boosted Surging Strike, since it's gonna be a Stella Terra. Surging Strike is in the rain and with a Helping Terra. Water Terra Surging Strikes with a Helping Hand in rain could definitely kill this Kali Ice. Dondozo goes for the Yawn into the Urshifu. Glacial Lance comes down, he will find the KO into the Indeedee and will break the Focus Ash from the Urshifu. But this Surging Strike is just going to do so much damage. And here comes the Surging Strike, and we have 1 hit, doing roughly about 40%. Yes, this character is going to go down on the start. Yes, Urshifu still has 1 more turn where it's going to be away before it goes down to Yawn, but I'm not sure if the rain also stopped this turn. This is actually really bad for Jai because you really needed rain to be up this upcoming turn, so maybe not, because you actually want the Wave Crash 2 to do more damage into the Urshifu. there will be, because once this Urshifu falls asleep, there will be pretty much 2 turns where you will be able to click clip wave crash. You eat this, you kill the pet. So the way to go is you kill this developer. You kill this developer. CC should not be able to kill you even with the recoil. Because it's not stellar boosted, it's only water boosted, and there's a citrus berry, so this is definitely not gonna kill. This does not do 75% to a this definitely does not do 75% to a Dondozo. Gets defenses down, which is massive. Now what I'm thinking is, because this Dondozo did not kill the developer, I'm very positive that double wave crash will not kill the Urshifu. Yeah. If he couldn't kill the developer, unless it's a bold developer, I don't think this is quite enough damage to get there. Dondozo goes for another wave crash, he gets a kill into the developer. Takes like a little bit of recoil damage, but Urshifu has to go with its first turn of sleep. Psychic Drain also fades away from the battlefield. Now the question is, can this Urshifu survive with -1 defense this wave crash? It really depends if this Dondozo is it really is gonna depend from this Dondozo, and Urshifu wakes up, has 1 turn sleep, quick stick for protect, and is going to be safe from the wave crash to start. Now it really comes down to, can Urshifu give this wave crash or not? Oh, it doesn't. Trick Room is down. With Trick Room down, this close combo will get the KO, and it is not Jay's game, unfortunately. Very close. If this Urshifu did not have gotten the World Thursday, this could very likely be Jay's game if it finds a high roll or a crit from this big threat. Because of Urshifu's lower defense stats from the close combat. Now the players are getting themselves. And that is true. It does ignore. It is on another wild also, so it does ignore the defense. So it definitely would not KO. Yeah, this was not Jane's game, unfortunately, but game 2, I personally think there might be a narrow hands adjustment into Jay side, since it was brought Urshifu, it was brought a developer into the matchup. And let me double check. If Jay is working helmet, no, his cover token among us for Jay. Jay may not go for the Among Us adjustment, but I definitely will be. Bringing Among Us this time. Probably just try to have a slightly more positive matchup towards the Dondozo, which was a little bit weird. Now we're going to game 2. We have a Momus Dondozo lead into a developer Uchifu. That is a very good adjustment from Jay. I'm not sure if I would have needed the Among Us, because it's going to be kind of weak into the developer in this scenario. Yes, it will definitely be a Hurricane, but it's going to die to the double of the Surgeon Shark and Hurricane, unfortunately. Amumu decides to protect itself. Hurricane hits the protect. Now will Dondozo hit the protect, or will they be able to then it's jump into developer? That is massive. Because now you are forcing this developer to switch out, otherwise it will be falling asleep. Because we've seen that it became a very shaky game once developer kind of was falling asleep and he was forced to switch out and lose some momentum. So probably better to lose the momentum now and be able to keep the developer alive. But opponent decides to go another way around. He decides to switch out the function. It stays in the developer. Developer does go for Hurricane, it connects into the Amogus and it does 40%, 60% I've been trying. So the Amogus no confusion, which is massive. And Amogus will be going for Ace 4 into the Amogus, very well played from Isaac's perspective, and the developer now has fallen asleep. Now that developer has fallen asleep, this can become kind of tricky. Especially now that since Jai has sent out a Calyrex, and now Calyrex is not going. The first developer needs to fall asleep. Young goes into the Amogus, and a Spore will connect into the Dondozo. That is not the best case scenario, but I think it's fine. Dondozo is not really worried about developers, moves is not really worried about worship moves, and Amogus either. Debating on what to do with this Amogus. Most likely a protect from Amogus is being picked, and we'll see developer having a second turn of sleep. So all will Kali go for? We'll go for the Glacial Lance. We'll connect into the developer Amogus protecting them, and we will see it not like KOing the developer, very close. And while Dondozo has his first turn of sleep, Amogus now falling asleep from the yawn. Very slowly, but Isaac's team has been falling asleep from staying on the field to the Dondozo yawn. And now this is a very tricky scenario because whatever comes in is going to be taking at least a Glacial Lance, if not a Glacial Lance yawn, Glacial Lance Wave Crash. So you have to be super careful which spot you have to place your Pokemon. Now, Amogus decides to switch out for the Urshifu, which will come in. Developer will have its third run of it. It will be guaranteed to pick up in the bot next turn, but if it does not survive, Glacial Lance comes through, it kills Developer. And now Developer is down for Isaac. And chilling a boost into the Calyrex. Dondozo for another turn, second turn of sleep. And the rain has stopped. So this Urshifu will now be healing far weaker than it was before, which is going to be a massive heal. Calyrex does come back in. Calyrex actually really increased with the Record, so this is going to be very interesting to see who has the faster Calyrex. So this Calyrex is faster than Isaac's, you will be able to go for relations and then get a increase amount. Urshifu also combats the Dondozo, which falls down to about 25% of its HP, and it will not eat its Citrus Berry because there's a Calyrex on the other side of the field. And if has its third turn of sleep with the Dondozo, guaranteed to wake up next turn with the Dondozo. Now this is a very tricky spot for Jai because Dondozo is asleep, Calyrex has imprisoned, and Amon is a little bit on a weird position, especially when it is going to a Terra barrier moves where it can't really Terra out of the... It can't really Terra here because it will not enjoy taking a Surge Strike as a fairy attack, but it also will not enjoy taking a Glacial Round if it stays as a grass type. Among us go for the Terra, Fairy, and what will we see from Isaac was coming from the Urshifu into the Dondozo, not quite enough to kill the Dondozo. So what can the Calyrex do is go for another Glacial Lance. Glacial Lance hits the Among Us almost enough to get the KO, and Dondozo falls while it's asleep, germinate from the Calyrex and spore into the Calyrex slot. But the issue is the Calyrex from Isaac has imprisoned Jay's Calyrex. Oh, there's a fourth Pokemon we haven't seen, which is the Blood Moon Ursaluna, which is going to be a bit of a tough spot for Isaac, because Isaac has lost one Pokemon, has two asleep, and there's a big bear staring at him, which will very likely be clicking moves like Hyper Explosive. And Urshifu has lowered both of his defenses twice, so he doesn't really want to eat a Hyper Force. He should be able to just die out of a Hyper Force, Aqua Jet into the moves for the kill. Choose Jay's Theramon, and now a third move will go a Hyper Voice, KOing the Urshifu, doing about 30% to the Calyrex, while it's fast asleep. This is now a +1 Calyrex. I am very positive that this +1 Calyrex is actually able to KO Jace, is actually able to kill Jace Blood Moon if he is actually able to kill Jace Blood Moon if he does wake up in this turn. If he does get a 1 turn sleep. Imperius is still up. Isaac locked into a Glacial Lance and most likely a Rage Calm if Among Us does wake up this turn, which it should not because it has not had its first turn of sleep. Among Us will be asleep. Blood Moon goes for the Blood Moon into the Kali Eyes, and it is enough for the KO. Now Jay's Calyrex is free to click whatever he wants to. And I am very positive that while Isaac has not been Terra, I don't think that Terra will get him anywhere because his Calyrex is now free to do whatever he wants. There's a Blood Moon staring at it. If all they need to do is play Glacial Lance and Hyper Voice or the Earth into the Among Us, most likely, well, either or worse, because it's now a simple target Hyper Voice, so you will be getting the most damage out of it. Glacial Lance comes through the Calyrex and is more than half of Among Us HP and a Hyper Voice just to get the KO and the game for Jay. Amazing gameplay and very good adjustments for both players. I think the Among Us adjustment on Jace definitely suited him the best compared to Isaac. I really think that leaving the Indeedee behind didn't make a little bit of a difference because now you don't have access to Helping Hand Glacial Lance. Follow me for the Calyrex to eat up the spores, which not Jay only landed one spot during the entire match, which was into the Calyrex. But the Yawn really put it in a lot of work, being able to Yawn the Amogus, being able to Yawn the Pelipper, and really slow down the pace of the game so that he can clutch out the win. And we're going to go into a game 3 now. We will see a potential change in this from Isaac in here, considering going with Calyrex in Diddy as his lead with Mbungus and pushing for the back, completely forfeiting the developer. Loading the easy, they even brought up the football in this match. Probably expecting this Bloodhound to be either a very slow Bloodhound, so that he doesn't want to bring it because of Trick Room, because they haven't quite figured out who's past the fastest Calyrex yet. These are up in Diddy and Calyrex into a Amogus and Dondozo. Now, Calyrex did consider going for a Glaceons, but if this Amogus I stay and click 4, it will most likely hit a Indeedee with a safety goggles. So if they decide to go for a follow, he decides to actually target grass so he can go for a potential helping hand or maybe a trick room. He does go for a follow me instead, okay. So Terra drops into it. But why Terra drops then? This Indeedee should be a safety goggles. Let me double check. Isaac indeed is a safety goggle, so you should not be worried about a. You should not be worried about a spot. Goes for follow me, Calyrex, Flush answers. Amogus does go for does keep itself healthy and protected from the Glacians, while Dondozo takes a small chunk of HP, while Dondozo goes for a yawn into the Indeedee, who has drawn the attention of it. But shall once again. This time most likely would be either helping hand or Indeedee will go for not for okay. Goes for a follow me, trying to draw the attention of the Dondozo, which will most likely will go for another John, or maybe a Wave Crash just to get some chipping, because once you can chip into this Indeedee, your own Calyrex will be able to get the KO with a Glaceon. Glaceon comes down from Isaac's Calyrex, does a little bit of damage to the Dondozo into the switching Calyrex. Dawn fails as Indeedee is already being put to sleep. Has been already affected by Dawn. Now, what makes me think that this is what makes me think that Isaac's Calyrex is faster than Jay's Noses, otherwise he wouldn't have reached down to the game. Now the question is Isaac's Calyrex truly faster? Because we haven't seen the spin interaction yet. We will learn this fine here and right now. Indeedee will try to follow me, but because it's possibly. And the Jay's Calyrex is actually the fastest Calyrex. It does so much damage with the Glacial as the Isaac's Calyrex goes for an increase in stealing the moves from Calyrex. Pretty much its entire moveset except for that. Which is a very big deal. Because now next turn Calyrex will be going to leave, and the issue is if Isaac switches out, Jade's Calyrex will be able to do whatever he wants. If Isaac stays with his Calyrex up on the field, it will be falling asleep. Now Jade decides to says, nah, he will not stay. I will switch in my Amuse and whatever this Calyrex switches out into, and it will be into Urshifu, which is the next one switching. Because now you can redirect any moves from this Urshifu as the Wave Crash does connect into the Infinity and execute. Take some recoil. Now there's no Calyrex on the field, so you can actually eat its Citrus Berry and keep itself healthy to be able to take 2 more close combats or so. With now Urshifu on the field and a Chaotic Beauty, Isaac does get the tempo reset and actually able to switch in its Calyrex for free. This is now kind of tricky for Jay because Calyrex now is resisting Wave Crash. Calyrex is immune to Spore and to Rage Powder. What will Jay do in this case? He can definitely go for another quick Fairy Play and a Fallen Puff into the Calyrex. I don't know if it's enough to kill from there. Jay decides to protect its Amuse as Urshifu close combats the Dondozo, taking it down to the red, taking it down to the orange, but about 30% health. Glacial Lance into the protect from the Amuse and Glacial Lance to bring the Dondozo down to the red, and we have a Yawn into the Urshifu, which is a big deal because I personally think Urshifu is definitely problematic, but not as problematic as its Calyrex, I would say. Because although you do have a way to kill this Calyrex very quickly, but not the Dondozo, because if you Terra and Fallen from this Calyrex, you should actually be able to kill it. There's a very good chance that a Fallen Puff can actually kill the Calyrex from this range. It's not the strongest move, but when you're hitting super effective, and although Calyrex is a very bulky Pokemon, it tends to not invest so much into its special defense, since it has such a high special defense stat. We see a Terra from Jay going into the Afungus for a Terra Fairy. Now being taking neutral damage from a Glacial Lance, and the Glacial Lance from the Calyrex comes down, and it will be taking down the Dondozo and the Amuse, doing roughly a 55% damage there. Chillinade is coming down as Fallen Puff from the Amuse will be hitting, and not enough. Wait, I personally thought that it could have a chance of killing, but no, it's just not enough. But now remember, Jay's Calyrex is actually faster than Isaac. Jay's Calyrex Isaac's Calyrex cannot protect. Afungus from Isaac can protect actually. Yes, it can protect. But this is kinda doomed because now we know the speed interaction of the Calyrexes. If Calyrex actually lands a Glacial Lance, it will kill the Calyrex, it will kill the Amuse, and then it will be Urshifu on a 2v3 into a potential Blood Moon +1, I would assume. We will see a switch off from the Calyrex, most likely into the Urshifu, which has been preserved for this moment. So what is Jake considering? This is definitely a Glacial Lance for the Calyrex. There's no choice about it. You have to go for it. But what is the Amuse doing? It is a little bit on a weird position because it has Terra Fairy. It is out of. It does not have the Grass type, so it is immune to the. So it's not immune to a Spore anymore. And Amogus from J actually faster, so it's able to Spore the Urshifu, and Amogus will be sporing the Calyrex. Amazing play from Jay, being able to acknowledge the switch out from the Calyrex, trying to preserve itself. And now this is kind of tricky because Amogus has to Among is probably going to die to a couple of fallen pops. And very physically bulky, very heavily physically trained as Among Us will be able to live with very comfortable margins. 32 HP live on a Glacialance is a very big deal. Shifu forced to leave from its first turn of sleep. Calyrex will forced to leave from its first turn of sleep. And we will see a Pollen Puff from the Among Us be able to take down the Calyrex. Now, this is a very tricky position to be in because this Calyrex has not prepared the max its move, so it only has one Glacial Lance left to go. Now, this is the thing, if you click Glacial Lance and Among Us protects, you can't quite do so much damage to Among Us anymore. Isaac, reconsidering his options, actually decides to go for a Reason as the Urshifu, but if it wakes up, it will be going for a Surging Strikes into the Among Us block. We'll see we switch out from the Calyrex into the Blood Protect from Among Us, respecting the Glacial Lance. And Urshifu does wake up, which is very important for Jay because Urshifu will be able to KO the Among Us in this position. Terra Pokemon from Jay is out from the field, and we will have the Calyrex going for a Imprison. Now I can't remember from last game, but I am fairly positive that the Calyrex is actually faster than Jay's Pokemon. And now the Calyrex from Jay is imprisoned. It can't use any complete offensive moves, not Trick Room, which is gonna be very bad because Urshifu will be able to close combat or Surging Strike the Blood Moon. Close combat doing the most damage, potentially be able to kill Calyrex as wake up. It goes for attack. Close combat from the Urshifu will be bringing down to the red all the way. Defense drops as well, but can Jay's Blood Moon go first? It does go first. He gets both of the KOs, and most likely, and it will be the win as Calyrex and Urshifu were the last two Pokemon from Isaac. Congratulations to Jay on turning back a game that felt very, very hard. Congratulations to Jay, very well played. Lost game 1 realized I've made a mistake. We need to switch up the game plan. Brings in Among Us. And right on one of the most common districts of the corner. And we see Christian straight up just picking up his reading himself. Going to be most likely Calyrex and really with those of Gilly at the back. And Bahamati is still figuring out what he wants to do for the matchup. Both of them are running Dupi Tatsugiri. Michael does have Order Up and Body Press. But Christian Stondozo also has Border Up and Body Press. With Earthquake Body Press Order Up. As the moveset for both of them actually. And let me double check if they are both Telegraph and unaware with the over. And we will be heading straight into our game 1 of the match. We have Calyrex and Reason for one side, and we have Miraidon and Giraffe from the other side. As one from Calyrex. Shadow Skin goes up with the neutralizing gas. Now this is a tough decision because Miraidon did not get its electric frame, and we don't have any ground there. We actually have Terra Water this season a lot. We will most likely looking into a Terra normal from the Calyrex shadow. That is also because a life on taken. And we have this reason most likely going for a toxic fire. Set up for the have even those and the normal commandant, these reactors have operated so there's no one to take 70% of itself for no real reason. Helping him throw the giraffe into the environment, which is running in a salt of that setting. Extra drift, both which doesn't need and takes immediate. This package does not drift all separate energy stuff. The extra drift will be connecting down to the character and getting the KO. Very big KO actually. Because the product now cannot apply so much pressure. And part of the S goes off. And that's both the Miraidon and the Giraffe, which will put them on 8 whenever they don't go just for them. Now, really needs to be careful because he needs to take down his using before he brings in his symbols. Otherwise, this will be very tricky matchup because one of the will be on a timer with poison, and the other will be able to just protect leftovers, attack, leftovers, protect, leftovers, and win the war. Win the leftovers war, the total war. Reason changing completely affecting itself while we have features still debating what we want to do. Everything still has not gone up yet. These drugs was exactly drop as never thrown. And respawn overpawn. Interesting choice to bring into the center while using this protect itself and they don't go also. We'll see the both switch from the Miraidon into the Dondozo box. This Calyrex, the Terra has been used, you have to remember that. So if this voltage does connect into the Dondozo, we will see the Dondozo straight away. Because if this really does switch out, it's going to be really nice because it's so much damage because once they lose the field, we will see electric terrain coming out. Ooh, going for a little bit of strain, going for an earthquake, and he has to be switching, so we will see the electric terrain coming out. Once the naturalizing gas effect does wear off, there's one going up, all the breaker will be triggering as well. Is going to get enjoyed under most government overstand, but as we all know, Miraidon, if it is something that is hitting for super package, it doesn't count. It will most likely just kill, and we will see that even with the plus 2 this both switch will be doing about 70%, which is a lot. Miraidon goes back into the Bahamate. Which has two options, either show off his Pokemon or bring the Giraffe back. Now, the question is, if you bring Giraffe back, this is not a very bad idea. Oh, decides not to, decides to actually swim to his Pokemon, which is a boosted speed energy. And we'll see a Woody Hammer coming down. This is a very bulky Dondozo, but it's not enough to get a KO. With the Woody Hammer. We do a lot of damage though. This Dondozo is in a very unideal position to be in. even with the leftovers, it doesn't quite enjoy having being at 26 HP. Christian is riding on the wall and decides to respond to the game. Now, boosting the team to not be able to succeed in the logo since you saw that is a very solid game plan from Matthew into this matchup. So probably back into the drawing board, I would consider just not bringing those over again. I definitely think you want to bring the Calyrex and the Weezing because both of them are so strong together. But you also need to be careful because you have to be very careful because if this item just one shot with a light to the Calyrex after running outside and injured, which did not do a whole lot of damage thanks to that assault that side. But if you bring Roaring Moon, that is also not the this moment bring into the match. Actually, I disagree. It's actually kind of interesting because you have knockoff and you have a speed booster, so you can get a tailwind. You can knock off the assault vest, so your Calyrex can actually do a substantial amount of damage into the right. Oh, actually, this actually both the Calyrex and the Roaring Moon. I mean, both of them are the fastest Pokemon on the field OS. But what it does is like to read with a Pokemon, it decides to actually bench Weezing here, and Iron Hands does not come out of the Pokeball for the matchup. Probably not the greatest one into this matchup, being completely honest, although it can take a lot of advantage. So yeah, let's recommend you get this tech boost for a massive damage with all shots. Drain Punch and Low Kick, especially into such a heavy target like Rider. And we also have the drop into the Roaring Moon and the Calyrex. On the go first, we see Ardon Engine also coming up. Drop getting its electric seed shock, getting the plus 1 defense and taking lesser damage from the knockoff since it does not hold a item anymore. But I don't think the knockoff will be going into the Roaring Moon, into the Giraffe, sorry. It will most likely be going into the Rhydon. And we got to protect the wait for double protect, just carrying out, see what the Rhydon wants to do, see what the Giraffe wants to do. And as we see the Rhydon wait for doesn't win, that definitely would that has a very high potential to actually get the kill on the Roaring Moon being part of it, because also Rhydon has a very big special defense stat. And we see a foul play coming down into the Calyrex. Now you have to make a choice because Dazzling Beam in foul play would do a lot of damage to this Calyrex. But also, if one of your sides from Christian's side will be dying this time, it will either be the Calyrex from the double O of Piglin and foul play, as the Roaring Moon will be tearing the time, or it will be the Calyrex that will survive by tearing out of the weakness by weakness to foul play. Also, advances can knock off Psychic from the Calyrex into the Nirvana, and it gets the kill. That was the kill that really messed up Christian on game 1, not being able to do quite enough damage into the Nirvana, losing some HP, and foul play goes into the Calyrex and it lives. Probably has a very low on this Calyrex. He's able to live so comfortably after taking a lot of life on shit. But now Further Main comes in. We all know Further Main, one of the fastest Pokemon on the planet with 135 speed, is also very likely to be faster than the Roaring Moon. So Roaring Moon has to probably carry here. Looking to go into a tailwind play Calibrex goes for a attack, which will be very big because this potentially double check has Icy Beam. Yes, it does have Icy Beam. It is Icy Beam, Moonblast, and Shadow Ball. So you can if you think if you think the Calyx will be protected, it's like all you have to do is Moonblast your Roaring Moon, and if you think Calyx is going to protect you can go for different plays. You can Moonblast the Roaring Moon, expecting another there, or you can actually land with the speed of the Roaring Moon and using the rock to finish off, because options from this rock will be doing a lot of damage now that it's unresisted. And we also see that from Master actually that probably has his slowest Pokemon as this rock. When we actually tell it first before the first main cap. Helping him coming down from this rock. And we will see protecting. Roaring Moon did Terra before the first main. Is it possible? Yes. No, it's actually faster than the Pokemon. It's just not something that we see every day. Boss coming down from the Pokemon, and it does more than half of Roaring Moon's HP. But unfortunately, we will most likely see a attack from the Pokemon, which will be Medical Fan Acrobatics, keeping Pokemon sick, and we saw a Hyper Beam boss to this Polygira. How much damage can this do? Can this get the Oko? And he gets the Oko. Hyper Beam. That it does so much damage. Terminate comes up. But remember, there is a drawback in Hyper Beam. They can recharge them. Especially now Miraidon coming back into the action. Overcome coming into the field. This is going to be very tricky because the only spread move the on Michael's side on the field is icing on the other main, which actually gets pushing the side to not in a Terrafly Athletics, which most of the time you see very offensive or moves running that set, like the shield from the Overcome, as acrobatics from the Roaring Moon will be met with the Pokemon point. It will not show Pokemon is as Calyrex has to recharge and it dies from the accident chip and slows down a little bit. Now there should be one turn of wind remaining as electricity takes from the field. Now, you cannot have the a very good buff for these Dondos and security because there's no more Miraidon left. There is no more Miraidon left, and you know that there is a truck on the back. And these Dondos can do quite a lot of damage. Acrobatics coming down from the Roaring Moon, it will be more than enough to get the kill. Still truck side Overcome. And Dondozo, those numbers first in the Pokemon. Going for Moonblast, killing the Roaring Moon, and now it's quite aggressive with your Dondozo kill Pokemon. And now it's a 2v1 Dozagiri and a Giraffe. Wait, did the giraffe actually die? I cannot remember. It actually did. That is true. It was actually a 2v2. There was no way for Bahamut to actually get a win there. How did the giraffe die? I can't remember now. He died from the Hyper Beam, that's right. That's how he died. Hyper Beam. Now game 3, we've seen that Roaring Moon was super valuable piece into this matchup, but how will Bahamut behave against it? First one bringing all the same Pokemon, in the same order, same position, counter round. It has worked once, if it works once, surely it will work twice, right? we'll probably have to see Bahamas going for a adjustment. Probably has to bring the Dozogiri this game, or probably has to consider the fact that knockoff, or probably has, well, can't really bring Riddle on the lead, because if Riddle does on the lead, it's guaranteed to die from knockoff plus psychic play, since it's going to lose its assault class, which can put fatal counteract shadow special move. We'll see Ultraman Amy Riddle on the lead, matched with a Calabash Shadow and a Roaring Moon on the lead as well. We've seen that the Roaring Moon is actually faster than the Ultraman. We've seen once with the Speed Booster activation, and we see the Ultraman Speed Booster activating first on the Roaring Moon, getting its speed boosted, and we'll also see Ultraman getting its speed boosted. Now this is very tricky, because if we actually see the Christian can go for the same play that he went to attack, just get the kill of the Riddle, but now Christian knows about this. He needs to be very careful. Ultimately can go for a lot of different things, but first let's double protect. Let's calm down, let's figure out what they won't be clicking. So there's gonna be a Telenormal coming down. Maybe you know that you can't really click Astral Barrage anymore. There could be a Terror from Riddle. Riddle might have to whole switch and you want to see wonderful. You will see a Terror coming down from the and it will be the Paranormal and the Pokemon wanting to get rid of the weakness of the Ghost type and become actually immune to it. And a shot of attacks, and we'll see them might forward into Icy Wind, and Urido has decided to go for a Volt Switch into the Roaring Moon, but it has been managed with the Protect, keeping both the Calyrex and the Urido safe for the next matchup, for the next turn, which will most likely be something related to getting rid of the Urido. But in all get rid of the Urido, if you still knock it off first, but if you knock it off first, you're not going to be able to deal with the Calyrex, because on the assault side, so healthy and having such a big amount of gold. So the main get actually so comfortably. Oh my god, I was not expecting to see that. Right? With the tailwind up, now we'll have the Calyrex with technically the Frozen Speed after the Frozen Speed after tailwind. And the double of Ice Wind plus Switch, not enough to KO this Calyrex, which is so awkward, because it can still go for one more move, and it can go for one more move to get a kill or something, but probably wants to preserve this, because once this endgame of Dondozo Giri does wear down, you want to be able to have your Calyrex ready to just take another move. Wait, hold up, Calyrex can't move because it actually has to recharge from the Hyper Beam. Tatsugiri comes in, Shiny Tatsugiri goes into Dondozo's mouth, doubling all of its stats. And what we see is going to be a burst recharge from the Calyrex and a order up into the Calyrex itself. Gotta get the KO. Dondozo, which has just switched in, will just stare at the opposing Dondozo. Raymond comes back in using its boost of energy, but still without still tailwind to historical card. The powerful cards are still one more turn of action on this Dondozo, which most likely will have to protect in this scenario. The question is what is the speed set on this Dondozo, because it could be a Jolliver, it could be a Aldo, it could be a Avalon Dozo. Of course, goes from the Roaring Moon into the Flying Terror. You now want to use a push your order up from the opposing Dondozo, which is going to protect. Keep it so safe for the opponent. I think it is the awesome feeling one. Choose. This was one more turn of failing. Body press and knockoff both meant by the protect from the opposing Dondozo. And yes, we got confirmation that there's still one more turn. Now this Dondozo has to actually go on the offense. Now you can leftovers. It can't recover the damage that it has done previously. Order up into the Roaring with a very big chunk of damage. Gets its defense back up. Body press. Both of them are unaware of each other's stats, so they're doing pretty much raw damage into raw damage. And now we are jumping into one of our favorite battles, which is Dondozo against Dondozo, but one of them is overlap. So this will not last forever, thank God. Since Arceus, this battle will not last forever, because if they both had leftovers, you would most likely go into timer for this match, which will be very annoying, to be completely honest. We'll see. Dondozo going to going to Dondozo's mouth. Start to do avoiding the order up and body press into the Dondozo once again. Body press into the Dondozo, doing some shit. Body press. Now we just start trading body presses here. But Christian is going to be on the upper hand by the end of this, since it has the leftover. So it's going to be able to take a body press, attack next turn, recover leftovers, fight move going to max out from what I saw in the numbers here. Yep, leftovers chip recovery coming through. It pretty much goes back to almost health, so Nephews and those think a net 1 damage to the Dondozo after the protect and leftovers recovery turn. Order up into the Dondozo, doing some chip once again, getting those defense set up. Body press, going up once again. Both of them unaware of each other. But it does look like that one of them actually has a more defensive oriented of those haven't seen the stations than over as a very more defense oriented frame, because it's taking so much less damage from body press, and it feels like it's doing so much more damage. This Dondozo order up did a net 0 damage after this double turn of left. Again, Dondozo going for the order up, body press, into the Dondozo, getting the kill, thank God, one vicious one at least. One second is recovered, and we see Mirano coming back into the board, getting its hard bomb engine going. Now Dondozo kind of has to protect his turn, and the Tiara has been used already, and that's not a special part. Dondozo will not enjoy taking a electric break, because remember, it does 10% more damage. And if you saw the Volt Switch from earlier, which is a 30 base fall Victor move, it did about 60-70% damage to this stuff. Choose that from Dondozo.
which now has taken 2 damage from the order. And now we'll see the order up coming down. The jungle, the focus from Christian is a focus set, and the tribute from Metro is also focus. So Attribute is going to be able to break the focus from the association Attribute with a Draco Meter and it connects. Bring it down to 1 HP, focus dash, angle on there. But now we have a very big problem because there is a running move on the surface and Mirara is going to take neutral damage from the knockout and is also going to be taking resist damage from this Elvian. So Christian sees the right okay, we're going to try to go for 8 right here. Going to double up this Tatsugiri as it doesn't mean from the Milan connect to both of them and get the goal. And that will be game. Congratulations to Master.
Water Ogre is an interesting choice. I don't see much these days. Yeah, that is true. People don't often opt for Hard Flame or Cornerstone. But Water Pump fixes a lot your matchup into Kyogre. Kyogre can be a bit annoying for Zamazenta because it keeps forcing you to click Wide Guard. So having something that can help out into Kyogre is very big. Looks like players are ready to go. And here we go. We are going to have a Chien-Pao Zamazenta lead for Jack, and we're going to have Ogerpon and Dave from James. Down to the shield from Zamazenta goes off after Chien-Pao's Sword of Ruin ability is fired off. Now, you have a very safe Sacred Fire here, because if you get a Sacred Fire into either Chien-Pao or Zamazenta, that will put you so far ahead. Remember, Ogerpon does not have Follow Me, so this Icicle Crush will first miss the Entei, which is passive, and then a Body Press will put Entei down to 48 HP, which is very, very low. Ivy Cudgel comes down to Chien-Pao, brings it down to the orange, and a Sacred Fire misses the Zamazenta. This is a double miss turn. This is very awkward because now, let me double check, but I am very positive the Chien-Pao is actually a Terra Ghost. Yes, Chien-Pao is a Terra Ghost, but it also carries a Protect, which we're going for. Protects the Chien-Pao. Extreme Speed logged into the Chien-Pao will be hit into the Protect. And we have a Body Press from the Zamazenta, hitting the Entei, getting the KO. And Water Ogerpon will be going for a Swords Dancing here, just playing very aggressive into the defensive play of the Protect from Chien-Pao. Now this is gonna get very interesting because first it's Zamazenta from James, which is a very interesting choice to make here. Chien-Pao comes in. Now we're going to have both of them side by side. Chien-Pao on both sides. Now this Ogerpon needs to show why it went for Swords Dance and actually get the damage going. Zamazenta will not be taking a whole lot. It's probably going to take about 40-ish%. So we'll have to see what they decide to lock themselves into. And we see the Terra from most likely James. Yes, no, it is from Jack going into Dragon Terra on their Zamazenta. Zamazenta decides to Terra into the Dragon type. And we saw from the other side that the Ogerpon decided to go for its Terra, and it will be Terra Water, wanting to drop the Water Absorbability and get the Embody aspect to get a plus spend death. Sucker Punch from Chien-Pao connects into the opposing Chien-Pao and is enough for the KO.
down to 3v3 on each Pokemon Heavy Slam from Zamazenta connects into the Chapel, bringing down to its top stage. With a critical hit, just why not? Just to ensure that it will actually get there. Ivy Cudgel coming down now into Dragon Zamazenta, which will be a resisted hit. But even those are resisted hit, that actually still does 40%. Probably most thankful for the Champao Sword of Ruin ability. And now this puts Jack in a very awful position because Jack now is weak to the Icicle Crash from the Champao. And now this Ogerpon is weak to Thunderclap. Even a Thunderclap can do so much damage into this Ogerpon. Thunderbolt can actually potentially get a KO depending on how both of them are EV trained. Especially when we have a booster energy raging ball from Jack's side. Ogerpon decides to play a little bit more on the defensive, looking for a spiky shield. Now Champo has two very big has to think, do I go for Ice Crash and risk the Thunderclap, or should I just decide no, if it's Thunderclap in my Champo, I need to Ivy Cudgel. And this is what looks like that's going to happen. Icicle Crash and is going to go into the Raging Bolt, and the Ogerpon is going to go untouched from the Raging Bolt side of the field. The body press from Zamazenta is going to come through into the Ogerpon, bringing almost down to the red. 40 HP remaining. Ivy Cudgel, Terra Water, Sword Dance boosted into the Zamazenta with a critical hit is more than enough to get a KO. Oh man, okay, we don't see a critical hit of Zama dying to a not super effective hit, but damn, that did a lot. Now it comes down to the very last Pokemon from each of those trainers, and we have Regivolts from the James side, and we have Entei from Jax. Photosynthesis is going to be activated by the booster energy, increasing the special attack from the Raging Bolt. Now, this is going to be very tricky because Andy can very likely just kill the Ogerpon with a extreme speed. It most likely is going to be slower than the Ogerpon since because of the base speed defenses. Ogerpon is faster, but unless this Ogerpon has been trained to be slightly slower than the Entei, this Entei could have a chance of outspeeding it. But I also think that Dragon Balls from each other's Raging Ball will most likely be a speed type since those things are the exact same. So we'll see if those they have been EV to take a Dragon Pulse from Sacred Fire coming down into the Raging Ball, and he gets the burn, which can be very crucial here because at the end of the turn, okay, first we see a Dragon Pulse from James' side and Raging Ball from James' side being faster than Jack's, and actually getting the KO with Dragon Pulse. Now this becomes kind of tricky because you have to go for an Ivy Cudgel, but at the same time you kind of have to go for a Thunderbolt. He decides to walk into Dragon Pulse. More than extreme speed, more than enough, get the KO into the Ogerpon. But now how much damage will this Dragon Pulse do to the Entei? Not quite enough for the 2-hit KO. But remember, Dragon Pulse is 5 base power weaker than Thunderbolt. I really think it was not correct to go for the Thunderbolt first. Went for a crunch, looking for a defense drop, but does not get it, and it goes for a Thunderbolt, not quite enough. And we see that both Sacred Fire, Flare Blitz, and Crunch are not going to be enough. Just locking into the safe move because you don't want to click Thunderclap into Extreme Speed, which is what happened. Extreme Speed didn't penetrate, but more than enough to get the KO, and you will see the win going towards James with a very interesting turn 0 with a double miss, one onto a miss from an Icicle Crash into the Ogerpon, and then a miss from Sacred Fire into the Zamazenta. Both of them were such a big misses. I wanted to see how the game would develop from there because Ogerpon, because Sacred Fire would do quite a lot of damage to the Zamazenta, but and potentially burn as well. Don't forget about the second chance, the secondary effect of Sacred Fire, because burning is a Zamazenta could be very bad because if one Zamazenta down the clock too, it makes Zamazenta get way quicker for the rest of the game, potentially even being able to just ignore it for the rest of the game most likely. But we see our players ready to go for their game 2, all taking their leads back to the drawing board. Do you change your body ring? Do you change your leads? Do you bring the same moves you brought it in the first game? Do you change up your leads? And James is actually deciding to bring his Zamazenta this time. He first dropped the Zamazenta, said, I don't need it, I can win without my restricted, I'm too good at this game, I'll just win without restricted. And he did pull it. So now we'll see if how much difference does bringing his own Zamazenta makes into the matchup. And we see Tianpao Zamazenta once again for Jack, and we see Tianpao and Entei for James. Zamazenta gets down to the shoot. We did see the Tianpao from James going slightly faster with his sort of ability activation, so that might say that Tianpao from James might actually be jolly and Jax might be adamant, or it's just speed time. But remember, on game 1, James went for a sucker punch into Jack, and he went first. Okay, we see confirmation that James is actually jolly on his jump out. And we see Entei going for a Sacred Fire lash out coming from the opposing jump out. They are both jolly guaranteed now because we see Jax moving before, and we also see a body press coming down. This will be more than enough to get the KO on the Entei. All they needed was just a little bit of chip just to get there into the KO range. Now Zamazenta will be the one to coming here for James. This is gonna be very interesting now because now we know they're about to speed time. Ooh, Tianpao actually tempting to go for the ghost in this situation. Body press will do quite a lot of damage to both of those Pokemon, but you just have to be careful because Zamazenta is Terra Dragon and Tianpao is Terra Ghost. So we see James deciding to lock into body press, Tianpao going for the protect wants to stay safe for the rest of this turn and take no damage. Zamazenta says, if you're going to protect, I'm gonna protect as well. Both of them decide to go for a protect, take no damage this turn, and see where James decides to target his moves. Zamazenta goes for the body press, and also Tianpao going for a lash out. Opposing Tianpao deciding to double up. Wants to get rid of the Tianpao. Sees that Tianpao is potentially the problem on the scenario. Not quite sure if I agree with it because if you can force the Zamazenta to Terra, you get yourself so far ahead because one, you have Raging Bolt, which will do super effective damage with Dragon Pulse, and two, you have Tianpao, which also will do super effective damage with Ice Time moves. James decides to withdraw his Tianpao, sends out his Raging Bolt, which is going to get its booster energy triggered up, and we'll see booster energy increasing its special attack once again. Icicle Crash will miss into the Zamazenta, which is a massive miss. Body press from the Zamazenta is going to connect, is going to bring down to the orange, and Zamazenta will go for a heavy Zen into the Tianpao, bring it down to the Folk Sash. Now this is kinda tricky because Zamazenta with untouched stun is still very healthy. It can get a KO on the Zamazenta, it can force the Raging Bolt to go for a defensive play. Now the Tianpao is almost lost, so it pretty much wants to stay in and maybe get a Sucker Punch into the Raging Bolt, get a lash out into the Raging Bolt. It really depends on whether or not he wants to go for a reading here. Zamazenta from Jack does go for its Terra Dragon. as Zamazenta does go for a protect. He wants to stay safe for the rest of the turn, as the Champao go for a sucker punch into the Raging Bolt body press, also into the Raging Bolt, getting the kill with a critical hit. Critical hit may have played a role in here, but it's +1 with stab and Sword of Ruin. Could it actually just not have mattered? Now we get Champao back on the field. Ice Crash will do a lot of damage into the Zamazenta, so it's very likely that Zamazenta will to protect, as we all know Zamazenta is faster than is slower than Champao, and Champao goes for the protect, calling the protect from the opposing Zamazenta, and he does not get it right. It's Champao goes for Sucker Punch, which fails, as the Champao went for a protect. Zamazenta kills the 1 HP Champao with a heavy slam, and the opposing Zamazenta decides to go for a body press to get the KO onto the Zamazenta. So big, because Jack has only lost 1 Pokemon in this entire match. Jack controlled the entire game just with a Champao and a Zamazenta. Now comes the Entei, and this is, I think we see the writing on the wall. No, Jack stays in. James stays in. Thinks he has an order to this. This is going to be very tough. It probably will require something related to Icicle Crashes misses, Sacred Fire misses. Decides to actually target the Entei. Could have been a misclick or he logged into possible moves, but he actually decided to go into a Sacred Fire. Oh wait, there I see the line. He's line. He wants to Icicle Crash, get the flinch, but remember, Entei is inner focus. He can't get flinch. This is just a blunder from James in here, because Entei is inner focus. He can't get flinch. And Champao faints, giving game 2 to Jack. Now we're heading towards a game 3. Now we are heading towards the game 3. Will James adapt to what Jack has brought this game? Because Jack pretty much brought only the same moves that he brought on game 1, so probably James has to bring in and make an adjustment here. His game 1 plan really worked very nicely, but it also made a big difference because there were 2 misses, and I think James really came on top of the misses when he actually came on top of the game because of the misses. Because getting the Ogre down low was like, if the Icicle Crush connected to the Ogre, it would probably have KO'd from the first Ivy Cudgel. Remember, it was the second Ivy Cudgel that he clicked into the Zamazenta killed after the Zamazenta went for body press into it. It is already, and we see the leads Champao and Zamazenta once again into Ogre and Entei back into the same leads from the game 1. Now, can we see no misses this time? I think it's gonna be like, I think this is going to be a matchup where misses are going to be very, very big. But Entei just says, I'm going to lock into the broken move. I'm gonna lock into Sacred Fire. I've missed once. I'm not gonna miss it again. Or does he decide to switch up a little bit on what he wants to do? He wants to go for an extreme speed or a Sacred Fire? Big question. And he decides to walk in the Sacred Fire into the Zamazenta, and he may or may not switch out the Overphone here. Overphone is slightly threatened because a double up Icicle Crash plus body press will get the KO in there. decides not to. Zamazenta will go for its Terra. Terra Dragon wants to keep it safe. Doesn't want to take super effective Sacred Fire in with Sacred Rune with the Sacred Rune boost. Champao goes for the last shout into the ending. Does half of its HP body press is enough to get the KO? Yes it is! This decides to just level up into the ending and he gets oh my god, but Overpower goes untouched to stun, which means that Overpower can get a Swords Dance off. And now we saw how much damage this Overpower did on game 1 after he played Swords Dance. It was a lot of damage actually. He was able to want to take a Zamazenta down from 60% with a critical hit. In, remember, Zamazenta was a resistant and there was no sort of ruin as well. Zamazenta wants to go into a body press wants to go for a body press into the Champa. What will this Overpower do? Has a lot of it can just double to the Champa. But remember, last time this Champa protected. Okay, will he run into the risk of hitting to the protect and just have an entire turn nullified? No, decides to target on the Zamazenta, goes for a Terra Water, decides to double up onto the Zamazenta. Terra will come down into the Zamazenta, into the Overpower. Sorry, getting its huge mass, which will increase its special defense. Not it will matter now in front of two physical attackers, but if there is a Raging Bolt at the back, yes, it will. But most importantly, it's getting rid of its cross type, which is making it neutral to champ out Ice Crash, which it won't go for the start. It will go for Protect, and a Zamazenta also decides to go for a big Protect. Now Jack is able to see that the Zamazenta is actually going to be the target for the big target for this start. With a heavy counter and a body press right at its direction. Now this is gonna be super tricky because Zamazenta doesn't want to switch up. So I'll stay in and take a body press into the opposing Zamazenta while or double up into the Overthrown slot. This is not a very tough call that James has to make here. Does they decide to double up into the Overthrown? Oh, Sucker Punch does come down into the Overthrown. Body press for the Zamazenta goes into the opposing Zamazenta, doing roughly 20% body press into the opposing Zamazenta, doing about 70%. Ivy Cudgel coming down from this Overthrown into the Zamazenta, and it does get the KO with a critical hit. This is a very big momentum swing because now the big damage dealer from Jack is down. Zamazenta, who stayed the entire game, the entire last game up on the field, applying pressure with body press and heavy slam, is now down. Ranging Bolt comes in, gets its special attack raised by a 1 point times 1.3, 30% boost into its special attack. Now, this is very tricky. Overpower is in range of Thunder Clap. Zamazenta is in range, not gonna quite die to anything from the opponent because both of its movements actually is not resistant to dark, to electric technologies. It doesn't resist electric, so Thunderbolt can actually just kill Zamazenta. We'll see for Zamazenta going for a heavy slam into the Champao, bringing it down to its focus dash. But Thunderbolt from this Rage Bolt could actually just find a kill here, right? It does find a KO. Now, James is down to its very last Pokemon, which if I recall correctly, it was the Raging Bolt. No, it's the Champao. Champao coming back into the field. Now, it has a very tough job because Jack still has 3 Pokemon. And he needs to take he needs to take down one by one this point in time. Both of them have protect, so if James calls this incorrectly, it's very likely to just straight up lose this game. But I think this is Jack's anyway because it's a 3v1 right now. Jack still has a possibly an entity in the back, but it doesn't matter because the Thundercat and the Shell will connect into James Champao and will get a KO, and this will be game for Jack. With an incredible read of Lost saying that it would not go for a sucker punch. It will just go for Thunderclap and goes Thunderclap, Lash out and get a KO. We got a Corridon, Dragonite, Goldengo, King Bit. Goldengo, Goldengo, Flutter Mane, Raging Bolt, Corridon with Overflow. Dragonite tries to choose, tries start against Lunala, Ogre Rock, Cornerstone, Urshifu, most likely Water, Raging Bolt, Lunala, Lunala, Rillaboom, and Incineroar. Okay. So we got like a bit of a balanced team on the Joshua and a very hyper offensive team on the on Daniel and you got the triple Tri-Smalls, which is kind of big. Goldengo with Tri-Specs is a bizarre amount of damage. So does Unite with Paranormal, Extreme Speed. Chiyu as well in the sun does so much damage. It's really hard to stop. You have to bring on the misses of the Chiyu, and you also have Corridon with a cover focus, so can't stop with anything like a Fake Out, like a Icy Wind. Assault Vessel, this Raging Bolt will keep Raging Bolt with way more bulk than it usually has. And we'll be heading out to our first game. And we got Instant Rillaboom into Corridon Flutter Mane as our leads. Sun does go up, Rust already goes up, and then we should be having Intimidate from the Incineroar coming down, blowing Corridon's attack stat, which will matter because Corridon is a physical attacker, not as much as the Flutter Mane, which is a special attacker, and now is actually looking into take that. Rillaboom goes for the Glassy Glide, putting it super low. Dazzling from the Flutter Mane is going to connect into both with 50% with a lot of damage. Now it's going to the Rillaboom just to get it off the house. Wants to just get rid of the Rillaboom as soon as they can. And the Incineroar is going to go for a Flare Blitz, so getting the Flutter Mane down and getting in Rillaboom down. That's a very aggressive turn, 1 KO for each side. Flutter Mane down and Rillaboom down as well, but this Corridon is just now kind of sitting there. Like, what can Daniel go for now? It's a -1 attack, so it kind of wants to sit out. There's a Raging Bolt coming from Daniel, and there is a Lunala coming from Joshua. Now, this is the Southwest Raging Bolt, so it's quite likely that this Raging Bolt is carrying either Electroweb or Snarl. It has Electroweb, not Snarl. This is gonna be a very big deal because Snarl will do so much damage to Lunala and actually force it to Terra. Lunala now doesn't feel forced to Terra, as Flare Blitz will do half of its damage, Dark will also do half of its damage, Legion Cards will do 0 damage into the Lunala, okay? And Corridon kinda ignoring Incineroar for now, it looks like. Flare Blitz goes into the Lunala, even though it's half damage, it still does a very reasonable damage. Amount of damage, 25%, this means that it would double to 50% of the damage. Raging Bolt actually faster than the Lunala, goes for a Electroweb, while Incineroar Potting shots away. Raging Bolt wants to reduce the damage output from it and make it go back into its Pokeball just to get a Pokemon out pretty much free. As Daniel has already attacked with both Pokemon, and it's the Urshifu coming in. Rapid Strike. Trick Room does go up for the Lunala. This is a Trick Room variant of Lunala that is very good to know. Now that the speed of the Lunala has been decreased, it should be the fastest Pokemon on the field now. The question is, what other moves does Lunala carry? Does it have Bodyguard? Does it have Bodyguard? Does it have Dazzling Gleam, Moonblast? Daniel definitely knows, but we don't. So we'll make plays assuming we'll assume that he knows Daniel knows, which he does. We'll figure out what Lunala moveset could most likely be. But we do see a Terra coming down from the Raging Ball, wants to go into that Terra Electric just to get the extra chip of damage out and into the. We won't see it right now, but Munga is being coming down from the Lunar into the Corrado is not enough to get the KO. Electro Web from the Raging Bolt moving next, which means that this Urshifu probably is a focus sash. Speed has been dropped. Urshifu logs into close combat into the Corrado, more than enough to get the KO. But Joshua is a very tricky scenario because he only has the silver left. We did just take down the Corrado, which is massive, but he only has now Urshifu and Lunala in the sun against a Dragonite, which is gonna be kinda interesting. If this Lunala, if both of those Pokemon should have Protect, it's gonna be a very good time to just double Protect, check what Dragonite wants to do, and go from there. But looks like that Lunala might not have a Terra for it. Might not have the Terra. Lunala might not have Protect as it looks like that Daniel is waiting for a double up. Or at least what it looks like a double up into it. And he has 10 seconds to lock it up, 10, and he decides to just go for Thunderclap into the Lunala, Extreme Speed into the Urshifu, and go from there. Now, Trick Room is up. This is going to do a little bit of damage to the Lunala. This is some boosted, Protected boosted, Electric boosted, but not enough to get the kill on the Lunala. Meteor Beam coming down from the Lunala is going to get charged. This is a Meteor Beam with Power Herb set. Going to get fully completed this turn, and it goes into the Dragonite, and if this is a inner focus, you will get the KO. And now this is an Incineroar in games a Raging Bolt. And up those Honda. So this looks like a very simple endgame. Because Incineroar is gonna come in, is going to fake out, and is while Lunala is going to be able to go for Moonlight Beam. This has been this Raging Bolt has been special attack dropped already, which is a massive deal. And Lunala is also going to get extra recovery from the grassy terrain. 2 more turns apart. This plus 1 more turn if I recall correctly. Fake out goes into the Raging Bolt, which flinches, and now we see a Moongeist being coming down into the Raging Bolt plus 1 against the Southwest. Is going to do a very significant amount of damage. Sunlight does fade, so does photosynthesis, and so will grassy terrain after Lunala gets a little bit of healing, and this Incineroar as well also gets a little bit of healing. Raging Bolt as well also gets a little bit of healing. But now the question is, this is -1. It lost. Raging Bolt did lose its photosynthesis, so this Thunderclap is going to be doing far less damage. Wild Guard from the Lunala comes down, wanting to block a potential Thunderclap, which does actually come down. It actually goes for the Thunderclap, as if Incineroar goes for the Flare Blitz, and it's not enough for the KO. But there's still one more turn where this Lunala, and now 2 dimensions are off. Now Lunala can, Raging Bolt has to decide who one wants to attack, and it decides to go for a Thunderbolt after the Lunala. Will it get a KO? And it will get a KO, but Incineroar, it's still there, it still has access to the Flare Blitz, and even though it's not in the sun, it will get a lot of damage down, it will get enough for the kill. Joshua managed to took down Flutterman in the early game, took down Corrado while he was in Trick Room, forced the deny in, Meteor Beam into it, and then just finished off with a Flare Blitz from Incineroar, while forcing Trick Room to be expired. Very well played game from Joshua there. Now Daniel does need to go into some level of adjustment here, because he can't just bring those same molds again. Now that Joshua has a way out of this scenario. back to the drawing board. We now figured out roughly what the sets are. This Ushibu most likely is a Focus Sash. Lunala, we know it's Wide Guard, Trick Room, Moonguy's Beam, Meteor Beam. Now making some changes is I need to bring the Golden, which is gonna be kind of big because remember game 1 it was Incineroar with a Rillaboom lead. Now we'll see both players again going to the game 2. We'll see Rillaboom and Ogerpon lead into a Koraidon Dragonite lead. A very offensive leading here. Neither of those Pokemon can actually get faked out, which is kind of sad for Rillaboom because Rillaboom really doesn't want to be staring at full Dragons here, as it's not going to be able to do super effective damage into either of them. Dragonite considering going for the Terra Normal E-Speed once you get the stab onto the Extreme Speed and do a lot of damage into the Rillaboom. Question is, does the Ogerpon just say, you know what, I am just going to go and follow me, I want to keep this Rillaboom safe, or will he just let the Rillaboom go? Rillaboom goes for its Terra, and it is Terra Fire. Rilla does not want to take a Flare Boost to its face. Rillaboom also Terraing before the Dragonite, so which means that this Rillaboom is actually trying to be quite speedy, or this Dragonite is super slow. This is an extreme speed Dragonite, so it is quite likely that this is a very slow Dragonite since it just wants to be clicking extreme speed. Extreme speed does come down. No follow me throw. The Ogerpon as well. Collision Force coming down into the Rillaboom and it will get the KO. Rillaboom wasting the Terra for Joshua, which is a very bad case. It is a very bad scenario here because now this is a Ogerpon clicking another Kaiju that is not going to be super effective anymore, but with the critical hit, it will be strong enough to put down to 40 HP on the Dragonite. Now that Dorso knows that this Dragonite has logged into a normal type move, it cannot do damage into the Lunala, therefore sending it out once to get itself set up for this endgame. Trick could go for a Trick Room, could go for a Meteor Beam, could go for a Moonguy's Beam. We'll see what Joshua wants to do. I think a Trick Room here for this base game would be very good because Goldango, when it strikes back, it has a tendency to be trying to be super fast. So this Lunala will most likely be able to outspeed it, and since Terra has been used, Lunala can actually threaten a Oko into it. But decides not to. Incineroar coming in once you get an Intimidate down into this Koraidon won't affect this Dragonite since it is in our focus. But Dragonite also decides, you know what, I'm coming back, come out Goldango. And we'll see what this Koraidon has decided to log itself into. But first, Ogerpon will go for Spiky Shield, wants to keep itself safe for the rest of the turn, as the Collision Force will connect into the Spiky Shield, and the Koraidon will take some chip from this, but nothing that a couple of grassy terrain turns will won't be able to recover. But now this Goldango has to lock itself into a move. Terrabot, make it rain. What will he go for? Joshua decides to switch out his Ogerpon, going into the Lunala. Remember, this Koraidon is holding the Overcooked item, therefore it cannot be faked out. These are actually very bulky, trying to lift a collision course. It is -1, yes I know, but it's a super effective move, and collision course it gets a extra 33% boost when it's going into a super effective target. So taking really, I won't say very comfortably, but living the collision force is such a big deal there. Now, Ogerpon comes in, this Corrado is being unchecked for all of the entire match, which has been very hard for the Corrado, which has been very hard for Joshua because he's not being able to deal properly with this Corrado. Daniel still has all of his support Pokemon available. Flare Blitz from the Corrado into the Lunala does quite a lot of damage, roughly 40 to 50%. Ogrephone goes for a Sword Dance, and Goldango is staying on the field. It's Charge Slot. It has only one option. It's gonna make it rain, and with it does a lot of damage into this Lunala, and it makes the Ogrephone go down to its 30 ability. Now, Joshua has lost all his Pokemon, but Ogrephone, who is on 1 HP, and I don't think Ogrephone can pull off a 154 here, especially when it's hitting not super effective damage into Corrado and into Goldango. Grassy Glide from the Ogrephone into the Goldango wants to check just to see how well trained this how much bulk training does this Goldango have, and then just die to the collision course. Daniel coming back from a defeat on game one, a very solid defeat on game one, coming back and claiming his victory on game number 2. Well, now who has to actually go back to the drawing board is Joshua, because he won game one fairly convincingly. He pulled off a very well built plan. He killed the Thundermane, went to the Trick Room, beat Joshua beat Daniel in Trick Room. But now this game, Daniel puts up so much pressure, picks up the Rillaboom early game, just like game 1. But Joshua actually just does not go for the Trick Room route that he won him the game 1, expecting a possible adjustment. But as we saw, this Goldango is actually quite fast. It doesn't have that much bulk invested, so it is very likely to be very fast. So Trick Room can actually put up a lot of work, especially when it has moved before the Lunala. Daniel has taken the lead. It is going to go with Corrado once again. You know, it's your restrictor. You want to lead, although there's a 0 in the other side. It's not quite the ideal lead into it, but we'll see what's gonna happen. First, waiting for Josh. Now, I think that Rock Overpower was not the correct choice to bring into this matchup, being completely honest. I personally really like the Urshifu bring because it is able to put so much pressure with close combat, even though certain strikes is going to be damage reduced by the sun. Close combat puts so much pressure by being able to close combat a Terra Normal Dragonite, being able to close combat the Raging Bolt, being able to close combat the Corrado. But I also see a line where you actually want to bring your own Raging Bolt, which is actually going to come down. Raging Bolt from Joshua and Raging Bolt from Daniel Zito. Now, who has a faster Raging Bolt? Photosynthesis from Joshua will go first, boosting his special attack. Now Daniel's Raging Bolt will be getting its Photosynthesis boost, so most likely we have a Raging Bolt from Joshua being the fastest one on the field. But remember, Corrado is still going to be fast, and it does have access to Dragon Claw, which will hit this Raging Bolt super effectively. Now the question is, does this Corrado actually, what's the Terra of the opposing Raging Bolt? Because if it's Terra Fairy, I can see the line where it actually Terra Fire and just go for a Flare Blitz into this Raging Bolt. It actually snipe it through its low drop its effect. But no, Raging Bolt decided to just Flare Blitz the Lunala, got a lot of damage, 30% with the Shadow Shield, by the way, which means that it will actually do 60% roughly into the Lunala, which is going to go for a Meteor Beam. Did not Terra. Now this is going to be a not super effective damage, but it still hurts quite a lot. Dragon Pulse double up into the Corrado. Corrado is down. The restricted from Daniel is now down. What did Daniel decide to go do with his Raging Bolt? He decided to go for a Trickle Meteor, which will connect and will KO Joshua's Raging Bolt. Now, Daniel's is -2 special attack on this Rage Ball, so it's not gonna do the damage that you expect out of it. And now it has a choice. Do you come in with Dragonite? Do you come in with Goldango? Both of them are very valid choices because Dragonite can click Outrage and just start spreading immense amount of damage. But also, Goldango can come in and Shadow Ball this Lunar just to get a kill because remember, it is possible. We still do not know what Terra attack is on the Lunala, as we've only seen the Fire Terra from the Rillaboom. Raging Bolt with -2 has to consider its moves most likely going to go for a Electro or a Thunderbolt, since we did see Raging Bolt being slower than the Lunala, which is something to consider. We are also seeing a potential Terra normal Dragonite wanting to lock itself into the Stomping Tantrum, into the Incineroar. It did not get intimidated because it is an inner focus on the Dragonite, and we will see the Terra onto the Lunala. What Terra is Lunala? Lunala is a Terra Fairy. Wants to get rid of its card weakness to Ghost and Dark for a Fairy type, possibly predicting a Outrage or maybe a second Draco Meteor from this Raging that is boosted by the photosynthesis ability that has. Dragonite also wants to go for a Terra. Stomping Tantrum from the Dragonite is going to connect into the Incineroar. Thunderbolt from the Raging Bolt into Lunala. Lunala is actually slower than the Raging Bolt body shot from its Incineroar will reduce Dragonite's attack and special attack. While Inner Focus can ignore Intimidate, it cannot ignore body shot. And Ogre Form will come out. And Trick Room is up now. Now Lunala is as fast as one on the field. And Ogre Form is the slowest it looks like. Now, Raging Ball has very low damage output now. And Dragonite is locked into a move that it doesn't really want to be locked into, to be completely honest. So most likely looking into switch out the Dragonite so we can reset its move, reset its body shot, drop, bring in the Goldango. As long as it does not get mad with Imlordkai Spin, it should be in a very, very comfortable position to go for a Make It Rain next turn. Or maybe just go for a Shadow Ball, or fearing the Wild Guard from this Lunala. Dragonite does come back. Here comes the Goldango, Lost Moon for Daniel. There is still, remember, there's still a Incineroar at Joshua's, at the back for Joshua. Lunala taking the Thunderbolt very comfortably. You guys being coming down into the Raging Bolt, doing quite a bit of damage. Swords Dance from the Ogre Palm. This is not a follow, this is Swords Dance Ogre Palm. So in triple wants to go, actually go for Swords Dance. This is a very ballsy playing. Okay. Now this is very tricky because Lunala can go for one gunny here. Actually decides to withdraw the Lunala, getting back is the Incineroar. I do agree, Swords Dance on the Ogre Palm has a very big item. Although I do disagree with Swords Dancing on Ogre Palm. When you are in triple and when you are the slowest Pokemon on the field, especially when a Shadow Ball will be coming down, then will bring Ogre Palm down very low. Why? Because you're falling down into the Raging Ball worthy enough to get the kill. And now there is a Dragonite at the back, and there is a Goldango locked into the Shadow Ball. What will Dale do? Because now he has to lock into a move. Follow Me is going to be slower than the Extreme Speed because we are in Trick Room still, and this Dragonite also is a inner focus, so it will not be punched by Fake Out. This is a very, very awkward positioning for Joshua here. Ogre Palm did not put as much damage out, did not do the damage I was expecting for this matchup because with Goldango up on the field walling it really badly, there's a Dragonite. Even though it does resist Dragonite's extreme speed, it's just so low from the previous Shadow Ball. Recruiting and getting in the Ogre Palm definitely was not the the play, I think. If you had another Pokemon like a Rillaboom, or if it has high horsepower, or a Urshifu, this would most likely be a more interesting play to go for. Sun does fade out, and Joshua has to send out his Lunala. Now Joshua has two very low Pokemon and a Terra Lunala, which means that Lunala is now going to take damage from this extreme speed, and Goldango is also going to be slower than the Zoggerpon. So the writings on the wall, Dragonite will go for extreme speed into the Lunala, it can protect, it will KO the Lunala, and now this Goldango will go for a Shadow Ball into the Zoggerpon, and we will see gain here because those are all 4 Pokemon from Joshua KO. Congratulations to Daniel for the comeback victory, actually.